Hello friends, how are you? Hope you are doing well. So let us discuss one more case study related to the sustainability report. We will discuss today Microsoft's sustainability report. This is 2024 environmental sustainability report, and the data is covered for 2023 fiscal year. And the tagline is, how can we advance in sustainability? We will see this report of Microsoft 2024 environmental sustainability report. I hope students or learners, you will understand about ESG reporting, environmental reporting, sustainability reporting, and what data is covered while the companies are disclosing their information related to sustainability, related to environmental sustainability, social sustainability, and governance related sustainability part, ESG section. But here the title of the report says that environmental sustainability. So let us have discussion one by one. Okay, let's proceed. So first of all, we will see in the table of content what is covered. You see overview of the report, what are the forward statements, 2023 performance highlights, how we work as an organization, what is the organizational context. Okay, and then we talk about the sustainability side of the Microsoft, what topics particularly they have covered here: carbon, water, waste, ecosystems, and then customer sustainability, global sustainability, and finally the appendices related to that actually. And there are certain methodology which has been applied here, like first for the particular topic they talk about the approach, then improvement actions and building market in driving force, learning and what's next. So future actions also, future outlook also has been considered here. We will see the governance aspects, we will see the social impact related actions also from the organization, and we have certain key performance highlights like 5 million metric tons of carbon removal contracted in financial year 23, and 18.5k metric tons of waste diverted from landfills and incinerations, and 61 million cubic meter of water replenishment projects contracted by end of financial year 23. And then you see information very useful: 761 million US dollars allocated towards climate technologies through the Climate Innovation Fund, CIF. This is very important information from the audit and assurance perspective of the report, and when the student want to learn about the ESG audit and assurance, what is the scope of that, what data is covered, who did the assurance. Okay, so I will make it zoom for you so that you can easily see this. The information which is written here, like a key principle of our work is transparency, so they have followed the principle of reporting. One of the principle is transparency. Okay, this report published annually, so frequency of reporting is annually. Publishing this information annually includes our strategy, progress against the goals, key challenges and trends we see in this work. Also publish environmental data, which is included in the separate environmental data fact sheet. And this company, Deloitte and Touche, performed a review related to the specified information within section 1 of the environmental data fact sheet. And if you are interested, you can go to this data sheet which you can download and you can go through with this. Moving forward, we see here reviewing the progress of 2023 and what were the learning. So there are certain sections covered here. You see here, our employees at the core of sustainability journey, their passion, commitment catalyze progress in their part of our business, and their social aspects also cover in this report. So by title, if you see that environmental sustainability, but not, it's covering the environmental aspects, social aspects and governance aspects also. You see here there is a forward statement from the leadership. You see vice chair and president and CSO, chief sustainability officer. What you can see, students, here there are certain commitments made by the organization related to different topics like carbon, circularity, waste, biodiversity. The commitments plus some quantitative figures also and some qualitative information which is available here. And there are basically the commitment related to carbon negative, reducing the scope 1, 2 and 3, that is covered. What is the contribution in COP28, that information is also here. Okay, so this is basically a leadership statement where the company is presenting their commitments, okay, for future as well. For 2030 it is mentioned here. If you see, then the progress towards global impacts in the sustainability work, like reducing the emissions of scope 1 and 2, accelerating carbon removal, improving biodiversity, designing for circularity. Okay, so these are some information and commitments already covered here. Okay, moving forward, in the same section you see here the carbon reduction program, the figures related to that, what is the progress associated with that, it's also highlighted. Related to water positive, some holistic approach to becoming water positive, which includes water access, replenishment, innovation, reduction and policy. So that information is also available here. And also you see, as a whole, this work builds on multi-pronged strategy. This covers that strategy for carbon reduction, like improving measurement, increasing efficiency, foreign partnerships, building market, advocating for public policies, right? And then after the water positive, you see zero waste related to circularity. There is some information related to the packaging circularity. Like if you see, I will zoom it, like in financial year 23, we achieved a reuse and recycle rate of 89.4% for servers and components across all cloud hardware. So the facts and figures are also given for the particular year. You can see certain more information related to that, right? And similarly, it was given in the water section also. Then commitments related to the protection of ecosystem, global sustainability, customer sustainability. So that information is also available, where the company is investing related to the climate. So Climate Innovation Fund, our $1 billion commitment set in 2022 to advance innovation. So out of that budget, like you see, $761 million invested actually. So that was for towards innovative climate technologies, including commercial direct air capture technology, or we can talk about sustainable aviation fuels, SAF, industrial decarbonization, and more actually. So you see this information, and finally it is signed by the Vice Chair and President and CSO. Okay, let's move. Then we have some performance highlights for 2023. The highlights related to the 4 main thematic areas, like carbon, water, waste and ecosystem, where you see in total renewable electricity use in 23 financial year, you see 23.6 million megawatt hours. This would be enough to power Paris with the renewable electricity for about 2 years. So this was the consumption, and this is from renewable energy. Yeah, total renewable energy use. So 19.8 gigawatt of renewable energy assets were contracted, including projects in 21 countries around the world. So we can see here certain commitments and certain progress related to the particular segment. Contracted 5 this figure, metric tons of carbon removal, okay, for financial year 23. And for water, the information is available. 61.7 million cubic meter is enough water to fill over 24,000 Olympic sized swimming pool. Wow. So total contracted water replenishment since 2020. So this is the information, very interesting. We met our water access target by providing 1.5 million people with access to clean water and sanitation solutions. There are certain information related to waste now. 18,537 metric tons total amount of solid waste diverted from landfill and incinerators, right? And this is equivalent to the weight of over 45 commercial passenger jets actually. So the information related to the waste management. Ecosystem, total amount of land protections. So this is given also. You can see in the performance highlighted section the 4 pillars which have been identified: carbon, water, waste and ecosystem, and the associated commitments and the figures and facts given here actually. How the organization is working towards sustainability, it is covered here, this information. The future outlook, the targets set for short term, medium term and long term. So those have been highlighted in terms of commitment from the organization. So let's take an example of certain initiatives like taking care of our own environmental footprint, delivering digital technology for net zero and enabling a more sustainable world. So certain efforts have been highlighted here, which can be valuable information for you from the organization perspective and its supply chain or value chain also. So when we say there are certain bold targets to be carbon negative, water positive and zero waste company that protects ecosystem by 2030. So this is very interesting to learn about it actually. Moving on, how are we addressing our environmental footprint? So we will see certain information, then targets by 2030. What is the progress also we will be seeing here actually. So getting to carbon negative, what are the efforts, what are the achievements, what are the targets, that information. So in this, first of all, the approach of the company is being highlighted here. If you see here, improving the measurement and efficiency of operation, building markets and driving progress, learning and what next, this is also covered in the same segment. So for scope 1, 2, 3, whatever the information is given, you see here the reduction plans, reduction programs, okay, what is the status in this current year. So for, let's see here, 5 million we contracted the metric tons of carbon removal to be retired over the next 15 years actually. So that is very valuable information. Okay, so addressing scope 1, 2, 3 emission required partnership and systematic action. So company is saying that we need to decarbonize supply chain, take action to build the carbon free electricity infrastructure needed by Microsoft, our suppliers, our partners in the world. So that information also you can see related to scope 3 as well. So here it is written that scope 3 accounts for 96%, over 96% of our total emissions, which include emission from our supply chain life cycle and of hardware and devices. So emission continue to be most significant decarbonization challenge. So they have highlighted their challenges also. Okay, then you see the journey to carbon negative, what are the targets and the progress. Very simplified approach, 2-column approach. This is the target and this is the progress. So we see the set targets and progress for this. So let's say first example is we will reduce our scope 1, 2 emission to net zero by increasing energy efficiency, decarbonization of our operations and reaching 100% renewable energy by 2025. So what is the progress about it? Then it is said that decreased by 6% scope 1, 2 emissions from the base year 2020. So we come to know about the company's baseline year 2020. This result in driven by our ongoing work to advance clean energy procurement, green tariff programs and use of bundled renewable energy certificates. So you can see here the initiatives which have been taken by the organization, they also been defined here actually. And similarly for scope 3, you see what efforts have been taken, what is the result, what is the progress and how did they achieve this, everything is given here. Replacing with 100 zero carbon free energy. So for that, what is the progress? So it is written like by 2030, 100% of electricity consumption will be matched by zero carbon energy purchase 100% of the time. So it is written like what is the progress? We increase our contracted portfolio of renewable energy assets to 19.8 gigawatt, including projects in 21 countries around the world. And then 5 million metric tons of carbon removal. Okay, that is also highlighted here. You see certain figures in the graphical presentation. Okay, breaking down of financial year 23 scope 3 emissions by source. Okay, so if you see here the details related to that, the suitable categories for scope 3 emissions related. So purchased goods, capital goods, fuel and energy related, upstream transportation, waste. So the highest one is which? Capital goods. Okay, then we have purchased goods and services and use of sold products 14.5%, 05%, you see. So major contributing factor is scope 3 for the emissions actually. Then what is the approach, like what initiatives have been taken by the company? It has been highlighted like carbon free electricity, renewable energy consumptions, okay, and these are certain more data facts also available in a wonderful graphical presentation. So overall emission increased by 29.1% from the base year, okay. Additionally, we retired 600,000 metric tons of carbon removal as part of achievement of annual target to be carbon neutral actually. So you can see in this direction the progress for this actually. So the efforts also been highlighted here, related to the further actions. And improving measurement and efficiency of our operations. So here we are talking about the energy efficiency of data centers, measuring efficiency, transitioning servers to a low power state, improving resource utilization. So there is a focus on energy efficiency here. Now if you see in detail, like reducing the carbon intensity of operations is first pillar. What is done by the company from the construction of data centers, campuses of daily operation, efficiency is built into the design and use, and data has played increasingly important role in the journey by following the better measures and managing the resource consumption. So what they have done, strengthen the supply chain methodology in 23 to drive progress major sectors like building material, aviation fuel and hardware actually. So these are certain initiative details for it actually, okay. Going what they are doing for building constructions and building operations, what efforts have been made: innovation, low carbon concrete, fleet electrification, improvement measure across over the supply chain, and also in supply chain the initiatives related to electricity consumption, key material procurement, fuel usage, those have been highlighted here. So what flow of the information is, we see a pillar of environment sustainability like carbon. Then we see what efforts have been taken starting from the baseline year, okay, which is 2020 for this company, and currently till the data collected for 23, that all information has been highlighted, what is the target and what is the progress so far actually, okay, for different utilizing different initiatives actually. Partnering with suppliers for ESG, maybe the company is saying here, you see here the access to granular emission data from our supply chain is essential. Scope 3 reduction opportunity exists and it is written to understand the full extent of scope 3 carbon. We piloted a new feature in Microsoft Sustainability Manager called ESG Value Chain Solutions, and procurement acted as a customer zero as we used our technology and utilized ESG value chain solution, its disclosure. So these digitalization of the data, okay, so that information is also available. And in future, ESG value chain solution will enable customers to customize and collect detailed emission data directly from the supplier also. So then we have some efforts related to advancing procurement of carbon-free electricity, reducing emissions in the cloud logistics, and measuring semiconductor emissions also. So very important figure here. By using data to optimize the logistics supply chain, 90,000 metric tons carbon dioxide equivalent emissions were avoided. How? And that is given here. For LCA based approach also methodologies they are utilizing, right? So this is the figure which is highlighted. Then there are certain other initiatives like improving the measurement efficiency like LinkedIn, expanding campus initiatives, reducing carbon through the food programs, impact of our supply chain like in the building transparency, greenhouse gas protocol and cognitive visual learning. So these are certain initiatives. In the building market and driving progress, you see here some other efforts like in the building construction and building market, accelerating carbon-free electricity and circularity. So there are certain initiatives associated with that. Very important figure, 6.6 megawatt. We are partnering with Clear Loop to help decarbonize the grid in Mississippi Delta region, enabling a 6.6 megawatt project actually. So you see that information, very important. And procuring carbon free electricity, so that thing is also highlighted here. You see in detail, like incorporating environmental justice principles into carbon free electricity. Regarding that, what they have done, there is a climate fund to enable the installation of solar powered refrigeration for a Kenyan fishing village, offering ice and clean water at 20% lower price of 2000 household, and addressing food security and economic hardship also. And there is a power purchase agreement, PPAs, for example 366 megawatt renewable energy deal in Ireland with European developer Statkraft, includes such a fund to support local community needs actually. Then we have certain carbon dioxide removal programs or initiatives and progressing toward 2030. What are the plans? It is highlighted reforestation in Amazon. That is also highlighted here. It's very useful information is available. Some other initiatives which have been highlighted for this building market and driving progress for sustainability related to the reduction in GHG emissions. This is highlighted here. There are some like wind project, community solar project, investment in the sustainable aviation fuel, clean energy infrastructure, that also given here. The learnings and what next. So some lesson learns were also there, and they planned for the future perspectives, like growing the supply in clean energy will require policy advocacy. So they talk about the decarbonization policy advocacy, which is expected to continue to reduce upstream emissions in two ways. So those two ways have been highlighted, like helping to create more direct corporate renewable procurements, and also contributing to the enactment of policies that decarbonize the grids on our which supplier operate actually. And then partnership and investment remain critical for scope 3 emission reductions, scaling markets for low carbon materials requiring investments, and measurement plays an important role in scope 3 reductions, and sharing the learnings to support global construction efforts. So these are some lesson learns which have been highlighted here. The next comes water segment, okay, water pillar, where we talk about getting to be water positive. Okay, so here the company is saying that 1 of 4 people live in countries facing high water stress, a number that is expected to increase to 1 in 3 by 2050. So what company is doing, like to deal with the global water challenges, reduction, replenishment, access, innovation policy will play important role, which have been highlighted. So some facts and figures. 23 driving progress by focusing on acceleration solutions to water challenges. So what way they achieved this? So you see water positive efforts. 1.5 million, we met our water access target by providing more than 1.5 million people with access to clean water and sanitation solutions. So these are certain efforts. Commitment to improve water efficiency, 5 pillars of water positive, like reducing the water footprint across direct operations, more than replenishing more water than we consume, increasing access to water, scaling water solutions through innovation and digitization, and advocating for effective and innovative policy. So those efforts have been highlighted here. Our journey. So these are the targets and progress for that. Targets and progress. So replenishing more water, increasing access to water, reducing the water intensity. Those have been highlighted, and what is the progress so far has been covered here. 25.4 million meter cube of water replenishment volume, 1.5 million people with water access, improving water efficiency. Those have been highlighted here. Now reducing the water wastage. So what is written here, like you see, we take a holistic approach to water reduction across our all campuses, data centers to drive efficiency and reuse. So what is the effort and what are the like reducing water use at our campus, advancements in the best practices. You see this table is very interesting. So baseline year 21, 22 and 23. You see our water consumption increased in alignment with our business growth. So that's also disclosed, and this from our operation inform the amount of water we need to replenish also. So this is very important statement. Now maximizing cooling efficiency in existing data centers, that is one of the important aspect or initiative we can say to reduce the water wastage. Okay, innovation and data centers, so that information also we can consider as an management action or leadership action or initiative. Replenishment efforts are highlighted here. 61 million meter cube our replenishment project are contracted to deliver more than 61 million meter cube of volumetric benefit over the lifetime. So this is also a great achievement. Total contracted volume, so you can see from the baseline year till 2023 the progress has been highlighted here. So you see we have contracted 49 replenishment program in water stressed basins, which are expected to deliver more than 61 million cubic meter of replenishment volume over the lifetime. So this is the effort made by company. Accelerating progress with artificial intelligence, uses of artificial intelligence, it is well highlighted here. They utilize this technology for restoring the lake, like this is one example, improving water resilience, addressing water loss and improving resilience. So we can see certain information related to those. Then access to water and sanitation, so increasing that access, enhancing the sustainability of safe drinking water, and helping the communities also. So you see here $3 million invested to improve water access in Brazil, China, India, Indonesia, Mexico and Chile actually, right? Then there are certain efforts related to this have been highlighted here in this pictogram actually. In the innovation segment, we can see there are 45 million fund through our climate innovation fund CIF. We have invested in scaling water solutions, so by improving water data and insights, scaling water solutions. So those figures have been highlighted here. You see very detailed information is available for this. Related to policy, the company is saying they're advocating effective and innovative water policy. We continue to look for opportunity for advocating meaningful policy. Some of our advocacy projects include like improving water use and recycling, increasing water security, and supporting more sustainable water governance actually. So these are certain initiatives. Lesson learned, like innovation will continue to play a powerful role. Water use remains a big opportunity globally, partnering to create water positive future, improving measurement. So these are certain areas where the company has focused and they want to take certain further actions or further steps related to this. Then coming to getting to zero waste, so following the circularity principles, like it is written, each year people consume 100 billion metric tons of material and only 7.2% of those materials are cycled back into the economy after use. Wow, 100 billion metric tons of material is consumed. And you see this is identified according to the 23 circularity gap report. Okay, so retooling existing linear take make waste system and infrastructure is required to meet the critical need to accelerate progress in how we design and use the products responsibly, effectively. So that is the intention to tell. And again, target zero waste by 2030, that has been highlighted with the year. 89.4% reuse recycle rates of servers and components across all cloud hardware reached 89.4% recycling rate actually. So you see that information. Then again, targets and progress, driving zero waste building in operations. So whatever targets were there, so there is the data accordingly. So you can see 18,537 metric tons of solid waste from landfill and incineration across the owned data centers and campus have been diverted. Also, there are certain efforts like reduction in single-use plastic to 2.7%, increasing circular economy principles of cloud packaging, circularity, innovative cloud packaging. Okay, so these things have been highlighted here, targets and progress. So there are certain initiatives related to this, what we have discussed above, reducing waste at our campus and data centers. So how it has been done, that information also captured here actually. And then we see a graph where everything related to diverting operational waste from landfill and incineration, that information available: A for reuse, B for recycled, C for composted, okay, and D for incinerated and landfill. So you see here, baseline year 21, this got reduced. 22, you see again increase, and then this information is available here. Reducing waste at our campus and data center, utilizing the artificial intelligence for this linked waste reduction program was there, okay, and reducing construction and demolition waste also. So this also been highlighted here. That information is also very useful actually. So this is written like 75% of goal by the year 2030, construction demolition waste diversion for all the projects. So that has been highlighted. Community environmental management, those some CSR activities also been highlighted. Next comes advancing circular cloud hardware, so by improving reuse and recycling in the cloud hardware, and the details are available for this recycled reused, this from 2020 baseline year. Yeah, this is the information available. So you see here, advancing circular cloud hardware, packaging, increasing circularity in packaging. So majorly focusing on packaging side. Yeah, understanding the packaging landscape. This also applying the methodology of reducing, reusing, recycling, correct packaging also, that information available. Transforming long tail of supplier packaging. So this information is very useful for those who want to understand about the waste management and circularity concepts. So there are certain improvement ideas for device packaging and circularity. So this information is also available here. 53.8% post-consumer recycled content used in our devices packaging currently stand 53.8. So it has been highlighted here. And certain technologies include related to the packaging, okay, like fiber-based cushioning, coating to replace film laminations, paper-based security labels to replace plastic shrink wrap. Okay, so that is highlighting certain efforts related to it. Product packaging, okay, and reducing single-use plastic. So baseline year, it goes like this, and this comes like this. Okay, reducing single-use plastic. Now it's 2.7%, and target is to reach by 0 or single-use plastic 0% by 2025 actually. Some other efforts: designing for repairability, expanding take-back program, design with more recycled content, involvement of the all the stakeholders has been considered here. Then learning lessons like build circularity into everything, prevention is fast, market development is needed to help close your market material recovery gap, and technology can scale circularity collaboratively actually. Prioritizing circular material reuse, recycling go hand in hand actually. The next comes protecting the ecosystem. What efforts have been made related to this? So approach like committed to protect more land than we use by 2025. 15,849 acres of land have been legally designated as permanently protected. So we have exceeded our land protection target 11,000 by more than 40%. So that information also available. Like you see, 15,849 acres of land were legally designated as permanently protected in United States. Actually, these in United States. So target taking responsibility for our land footprint, and what is the progress so far? 15,849 as we discussed. Okay, and land use footprint is 11,000 acres. Total land protected is this. Total land contracted to be protected is this. Improving biodiversity at campus. You see some figures are there associated with this. 1.3 million open space occupies over 1.3 million square feet of the Redmond campus modernization project area. Designing more sustainable workplaces. So there are multiple efforts related to that as well, like Redmond campus modernization, 31,000 green roofs. These vegetation filled canopies provide habitats for pollinator and wildlife, so while reducing rainwater runoff and increasing pleasant scenery from employees on campus itself. So you see, very important initiative, very effective, right? And you see certain more initiative like protecting salmon, creating homes for pollinators, benefits of urban behaviors, right? So that is also covered here. Increasing biodiversity at the data center, so utilizing the AI as well for overcoming biodiversity bottlenecks actually. Protecting more land use than we use actually. So the information related to that also available in different part of the world actually. This is highlighted here. 3,579 additional acre of land were permanently protected in the United States in 2023 actually. So this information also available. There are certain more initiatives like protecting the bees, Maya forest, ranger program, regenerative agriculture. These are certain important efforts highlighted by the company. Data center community environmental sustainability. So what they are doing for ecological restoration, like Sabo's Lake Garden ecological restoration. So there are certain efforts highlighted for them. So in 2030, company has funded 22 new projects in 21 locations around the world, leading to over 20,000 urban trees supported and 30,000 square meter of area improved for human and ecological uses actually. So it shows the company's mindset towards ESG and sustainability. So these are certain areas where the company has done the implementations with their photographs also available. It's very interesting to learn and read and implement also in your workplaces. So you see there are multiple efforts which have been highlighted here. Lesson learned: data center that support local ecosystem and supporting biodiversity with AI. That information available. Progress through partnerships. So you see here there are multiple partnerships, associations like Student Energy, Green Lining, Carbon Call, Ellen MacArthur Foundation. Those information available here. How we are advancing technology for net zero. So there is some discussion related to net zero, what efforts the company is making, the target and progress. So for this to understand, we need to understand empowering customers and partners. So they have identified them as a stakeholder and how this will impact now. Measuring and managing sustainability data, we have empowered the customers and partners. Empowering communities with planetary data. So something related to the advancements in the technology actually. You see here Microsoft Cloud for sustainability, monitoring and measuring environmental sustainability performance by utilizing the tool, analyzing and reporting ESG performance, that also highlighted here. Very effective digital tool. You can see in the how they are applying the whole process and to collect the data, transparent data, right? Empowering organization with guidance and training. So how many hours training was conducted, that all information is captured here, which trainings were conducted. So this is also highlighted here. Devices, again the designing will consider the circularity and building circularity, then extend for the life of our devices, also reducing the impact of product uses, surface emission estimator. That information is also multiple initiative taken by the organization to see this, like Xbox supporting game and creators and developers, that is also available here. Improving efficiency programs, advancement measurements and accountability, so that information also highlighted here. Manufacturing and sourcing of sustainability, like decarbonization through supply chain, measurement and visibility, technology enhancements, optimization control. So this is covering the sourcing of for sustainability from the supply chain. How talk about renewable energy, talking about the increasing the number of the suppliers are responding to climate change questionnaires, integrity, decarbonization quantification and LCA. All these initiatives have been highlighted. Then green software, window energy recommendation, developing standard tools and best practices, So this information also available here. You can read it, okay, and understand what. Then arts and culture, what company efforts are there related to this, which has been highlighted here, like upcycling fashion with this team. That's interesting. You can see here planetary computer, partnering on the planetary computer. See, very useful information. Progress to partnership, we see Carbon Trust, Green Software Foundation, Sustainable Packaging Coalition, and Circular Electronic Partnership is also highlighted here. These are very interesting efforts on initiative highlighted by the organization. How we are enabling a more sustainable world? So there are certain efforts related to the governance system, certain structural elements which have been considered here. For global sustainability, we have targets and progress like using voice on climate-related public disclosure policy, investing in climate innovation, driving collective actions, empowering the global workforce, and these are the progress associated with these all aspects. Yeah, so the progress and targets which is defined already, yeah, for global sustainability. So let's say investing in the innovation. So what is the fund invested? And you see the efforts related to $761 million allocated towards the climate technology itself. Investing in innovation. So these are certain details related to this particular subject of innovation. Yep. Investing in carbon reduction and removal solutions. So addressing first of all our own environmental footprint, and then we talk about the green hydrogen and other technologies which have been highlighted here. Yeah, there are certain other initiatives which you see here, building the high quality carbon removal market and innovation in portfolio collaborations, investing in water, certain other that are also provided here. Some more initiatives you see here, information, accelerating sustainability solutions with AI, very interesting topic. So invest in AI to accelerate sustainability solutions, unlocking the transformative potential for AI for sustainability. So this diagram is very useful. So 3 game-changing abilities are there for AI, like measure, predict, and optimize complex system, accelerating the development of sustainability solutions, and empower the sustainability workforce. Actually, very interesting report. And then we see partnering to accelerate progress with AI, enabling more efficient carbon storage, carbon capture, reducing the embedded emissions in the concrete. It's basically operational carbon they are talking about actually. Right, and there are certain other initiatives which have been highlighted here. Then policy and advocacy is one of the key topic for them. Okay, so related to this, what efforts like driving reporting disclosures, advancing carbon removal, advocating for carbon-free electricity policy, these all are captured here. Okay, you see some more initiatives. Employee engagement, so basically it's a part of your stakeholder engagement, right? Hosting the employee community, employee eco challenge, so there are certain efforts related to this, and they conduct hackathon also. Okay, so it is written like 1.5 million employee eco challenge actions resulted in 1.5 million pounds of carbon dioxide saving. So these are the efforts highlighted by the organization. Scaling impact through green skilling, so green skill development program like green coach program, global policy recommendation for green skilling, those information also available here. So 1 in 8 today workers have the green skill needed to support a green generation actually. So you see here, green hiring is outpacing oral hiring driven by new climate policies commitment. We expect to see millions of new green jobs. Okay, so what the organization is doing for that, 16% of men are part of the green talent pool compared to only 10% of women actually. So this is also highlighted. You can see certain progress to partnership. So these are certain examples which you see, which the company has highlighted. We can go through with this, how we can advance sustainability. There are certain appendices. What we see in the appendices: how do we report, working together with the stakeholder, materiality assessment, stakeholder engagement, governance, forward-looking statements. This all captured here. Reporting principles, and the reporting principle based on which framework? This global reporting initiative. Yes, it has been highlighted. As quantitative figures have been collected, information in the environmental data fact sheet, which have been highlighted here. Appendix B and the sustainability champion, their photographs, what they have captured. So one by one it has been highlighted here, and how these pictures pass the message to the readers of this report. Actually, stay up to date on progress. So there is a sign up process for communicating related to the feedback of the sustainability journey of the organization. So you can see, going back a little bit, if you see, so we completed the appendix side, yeah, here. And that's all from my side today for this case study. Thank you very much, friends. I hope you learned about the environmental sustainability, their disclosure, their requirements, and their reporting. Thank you very much.